Click on that.
There's Courtney.
And there's Courtney. She popped on just in time. Hey, Courtney, we just started recording. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, my goodness, everybody, we finished week 3. Forgive me, that's stinking awesome and amazing. You guys are outstanding. This is incredible. It's such an honor to be on this journey with you. And we're so grateful for your energy and dedication to this process. I know it's like taking a master's degree when your whole life is going on, right? Doing all this work. But I'd like to, my name is Trisha Bart. I'm one of your Crossline leaders. I'm a gold leader. I make my home in Spokane, Washington. And you can tell I'm a little juiced. I'm getting ready to head to Young Living Convention tomorrow. So I'm a little on hyperspace already. But I also want to turn it over to two of our other leaders who are on the call tonight, Susan Johnson and Courtney Vogel. If you'd both give a hey and a shout out.
Go ahead, Courtney.
All righty. My name is Courtney Vogel, and I am a platinum leader with Young Living. And I have to tell you, I am so freaking excited about convention. And I would love to know who on this call, how do we do this? Is there a way to like raise your hand or do a chat or whatever? I would love to know who's going to convention that's here with us. I just started packing today, so I'm so excited. So let's see, we have Hillary that's going. Anybody else raise your hand in your picture? Debbie that's going.
Nicole, Michelle.
Okay, my internet's too slow. I live in the country, so I can't see everybody that quickly. Oh my gosh.
Going. Michelle's going. Awesome.
Yeah, all my girls are on the call are going. There's 30 of us from our team going.
That's
Very
beautiful,
exciting.
Susan. Beautiful.
So
Very exciting. Yeah, Miss Nicole down there is coming in from Hawaii. And we have Michelle and Debbie that are coming in from Canada. So, and the rest of us, there they go. There's that Canadian flag. And then Hillary and I are coming in from good old Rhode Island. So
Awesome.
Hillary's going to be my roommate for the week.
Excellent.
Fun.
All right. Do we have a list of questions somewhere? Is it online?
I do. At this point, I really just have one question, so we'll get to that in a second. So we covered chapters 11 through 15 this week, dealing with difficult people, great mindset coaching on how to be an educator, not a hunter, and building confidence. I think we're going to touchstone on building confidence again this week for you because it's an area where all of us can use an extra little boost, and some resources for your business toolkit and growing through blogging, if that's your thing. So the one question we had was from Valerie, and she said, has anyone in the group purchased the DVDs with the 101 script to hand out to people or listen to the version available for free that is a link? She says she's not yet, but she's curious about 2 things. 1, which close is utilized, as there are 2 options in the book, and 2, she remembers a section of the script where she mentioned signing up and her sponsor enroller number are listed. So will people hear that, or was it left out? I feel like that could be confusing. So Valerie, I will tell you that I have listened to the CDs. I have the DVD, and I have to be honest, I haven't watched it yet. But I will address the whole member number thing. She does not include her own member number. You don't need to be concerned about that. She's really very generous about handing it back to whoever got that CD or that link in their hand for signing up with them.
Yeah, she does mention it, Trisha, in the CD. She just says, if no, go to the person who set you up, but if not, use my number. She does.
Oh, you're right, Susan. Yes. I think she re-recorded it though.
Oh, did she? Because the one I have has her number in it. I bought it.
That was
the one I have has her number.
She had for the Salvation Army, and I dropped it off.
Whoops.
I don't appreciate,
Somebody's going to the Salvation Army.
Where did you want her to put it? How did you want her to get it? Walk it there or ride it on her bicycle?
Alana
I guess I can do that. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
It's Alana.
There we go. Okay. All right. I know we're all dealing with lots of important details right now, so we understand. Yes, I do think the new one is updated without her number. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. I think that's correct. I haven't watched the DVD. I apologize. I can't tell you which clothes she uses in that. I know in the CD, it's kind of a mix. It's kind of a hybrid of the two closes? Would anyone who's listened to it agree with that? Hold on a second, Susan, you're muted. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you. Okay.
Yeah, one of my downline has the DVD set. She loves them. She says they are so informative, that there's like 8 hours of information and stuff that, you know, you never hear anywhere. So she said the investment was well worth it for her to have on hand, not so much to show somebody, but to have as, you know, take mini pieces of it to do trainings with.
I do like the teacher training DVD. I think it's really wonderful. If you are uncomfortable having a one-on-one with your leaders, you could use it. But I really think you'll do a great job of just pulling out that script and working through it with the leaders. But the DVD about how to get your oils for free is certainly something you could pop in at the end of a class while you're helping people get started. Feel confident that they're getting great information.
Just really fast, since you unmuted everybody, Susan, if everybody could go in and mute themselves if they're not speaking, and that way we're not getting feedback from everyone at the same time.
Thanks, Courtney.
Something that I would love to talk about that I feel like is really important in my team, and I would love to have my team members that are watching this to get your feedback as well as other leaders. What close do you typically use when you're closing a class? How do you typically go about it? Because I know that for me, it was something that took me years, I feel like, to kind of master, and I would love for our people to not have to wait that long to master it. Do you want to share, Tricia, what you use?
Any of our leaders online going to pop in? You're all leaders now, you know. As soon as you have one person under you, you're a leader. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how you close your classes.
Sorry, but my little guy was going to bed, so that's why I had my video off. But I have had a lot of luck closing my classes lately. I was inspired by one of the 12 Days of Diamonds talks, like at Christmas time. I just watched one, and I'll have to find out who the leader was. I apologize for not knowing, but she ends her classes by kind of passing around a notebook where there's different columns on it. So it's like less pressure for them, and they can check off if they want a kit, if they want to host another class, or basically just the different options that we give them, but it's kind of breaks them up into groups. I don't know if the teacher in me likes that or not, but my favorite part about that close is also that I bring all the people who are interested in the kit together and have them sign up right on their cell phones, because it keeps, well, first of all, it gets them used to seeing the mobile version, and it gets them comfortable, and it'll store their information on their phone, so they don't have to you know, if they're tech savvy in that way, they really like that all the information's on their phone. But I guess prior to passing around the notebook, that's probably what the question's asking more so. And I really just like to end it by saying that there's so many ways to get involved with this movement, and I kind of refer to it as a movement because I love that idea of just getting everybody involved in every facet. So I tell them if they want to get involved in the movement, they can become a retail customer, a wholesale customer, Essential Rewards. Like I kind of give a little bit of an overview without overwhelming them. And that's when I pass the notebook around, because then I know what to talk to which people about. But I really love signing them up on their phones, because I've found since I started doing that, a huge increase in the number of people who actually follow through. And it's also the first way that I've ever enrolled people with Essential Rewards, because as they're going through on their phone, they start asking questions about it, and they love the idea. And I think I was hesitating with Essential Rewards because I didn't want to overwhelm them, but the way the website's set up now, they kind of have to ask to get to the next screen. So it was more natural. Like I was asking their question instead of trying to explain the whole concept to them. And so it's been going really well for that. But I love passing around the notebook too, because then if there's people who either can't for some reason or are already members, or there's always reasons where people feel uncomfortable when you're like, okay, who wants a kit? And that way it kind of took the pressure off. But I got all that from that Diamond talk, so I'll try to find out whose talk it was so I can post that.
That's interesting. So do you actually have a paper that's all set out with check boxes? You
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's cool.
And in the Diamond talk, she includes Zytoscan or Itovi scan. I don't do that yet. I have an Itovi, but I'm always like not sure as far as whether or not that's compliant. So, and I found that when I give Itovis to people before they have oils, it really overwhelms them. So that's one option she suggests in the talk, but I haven't put that on my check sheet yet because I haven't found it. It doesn't flow right for me yet to include that.
Yeah, I would say that the Itovi is compliant as long as you don't go past what the Itovi says. So
Right.
it's fine, but just don't go any deeper than that.
I like that you could change the settings too, so it will just scan them for starter kit products, because I made the mistake of scanning somebody new for everything, and then they're like, wait, I have to buy this kit and I need all these other things. So that's been my favorite feature on the Itobi, is just scanning them for starter kit stuff to start with.
I think that it kind of depends on the person. I actually have a girl on my team who has gone from starter kit to, she'll be silver this month in maybe 3 months, if that. And the way that she hasn't really taught many classes where it's just teaching a lot of people, but she's done a ton of one-on-ones, you know, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, taking it back to the kitchen table and just sitting down and talking to people. And I swear to you, she has almost a 100% success rate in getting people honest sensory words right away. And the way that she has done that is by scanning people. She sits down, she shares with them the kit so that they understand the different body systems that are supported with the kit. And then she scans them, and she scans them for everything, not just what's in the kit. And she has people that, because she does such a great job explaining how the kit is going to help them, they then are just eager and excited to tag on to that all of the things that they scan for, or at least top oil and top supplement is generally what I advise people to do. And it's been hugely successful for her. So I think that it kind of depends on the person. Some people respond differently.
Absolutely. I love that idea. And I'm better with one-on-ones in that context too. So that's awesome that she's taking off like that.
Anybody else want to share how they have found success in closing a class? You guys are being shy. All right, Trisha, you want to tell us what your favorite way is?
I was actually just going to ask, was this something that might have been a new concept for some of you? The idea that you really have to think about how you close up your presentation so that you are putting out a call to action to people and helping them with next steps. Sometimes we forget what it was like at that first conversation about essential oils, and it can be very overwhelming for people. And even people who are very self-directed may need you to hold their hand and help them understand what are the next best steps for them. And so if we don't say, here's how you get a kit, this is my suggestion of which one may be best for you, this is the diffuser that I like, and if that's not in your budget, this is a fantastic diffuser. If we don't do that for people, we're actually, in my mind, doing them a disservice. They've taken the time to come to your class. They really are interested. And so we really need to take them through the next step. And Patty, this is not a criticism in any way, but to be honest, I do not even talk about the retail customer option anymore. It simply doesn't make any sense to me. People don't need to give their social security number anymore. And if they're going to buy one oil, I'd rather allow them to buy one oil, one or two products from me to experience it. And then when they're ready to make another order, it's time for them to get their own account as a wholesale member. So it's the whole idea.
I love that you mentioned that too, because as I was saying it was funny. I don't think I've ever enrolled a retail customer, but one of my new business builders is stuck because she has like 7 retail customers. And I think that you just helped me connect the dots on what might be happening there, because she's like, nobody wants a wholesale account. So I might have to talk to her about her clothes too, because that might be something that I modeled without realizing it. Because even though I include it, I don't emphasize it. So I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you.
And I can also tell you from experience in talking with so many leaders on my team that I have found that if the leader themselves is not completely convinced what an incredible deal the starter kit is, they convey that energy to the person that they're speaking to about the oils. And so if they're not convinced that this is by far the most cost-effective way for you to get started, and it does not make sense for you to get started in any other way, then the people, they just don't know the value. But the people that I talk to, the leaders that I talk to that are like, are you serious? I get all of that for $160. Those are the people who don't have a hard time getting other people to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, and I think if you've ever had anybody come at you that said to you, why didn't you explain essential rewards to me? And then they were furious with you because you didn't, you'll never not explain essential rewards again. I had a woman, she's now one of my top leaders. You know, when she signed on, she didn't want the starter kit. Don't sell me that starter kit. I'm just going to buy the 45. You know, no, I don't want a business. But I mean, it was really funny. So I didn't even go into essential rewards. I mean, this woman, I actually had to take it from the girl below me because she said to me, I can't close her because she keeps telling me no on everything, right? So she came back at me about 3 months later and was like, how come you never told me about essential rewards? I've been missing out on all these points. I'm like, okay, you know, so if you ever have it, you never want to ever have anybody come back at you and say, how come you didn't tell me? So even if you say to people, listen, I'm going to tell you this just because I don't want anybody to come back and tell me, I don't want anybody to tell me, but this is the way to go, right? So always mention essential rewards.
It was one of my best friends actually that did that. He didn't want a kit forever. He was buying stuff and just asking me to pick it up for him. And once he got his kit, now his essential rewards orders every month are at least 300.
He loves
to get all the free stuff. And he's like, why didn't you tell me about this fun game last year? And I was like, but it's so true. And so now when I tell people about essential rewards, I say friends don't let friends leave free stuff on the table.
Any other thoughts on your close and how you like to close a class?
I would love to share, if I may. My upline Diamond was recently at my home for a few days, and we were just talking about everything. And she had to build a brand new leg, and it was a baby leg. The person had just signed up, the frontliner had just signed up, and they were trying to figure out how they were going to do this. And so she and her husband decided to go to the store and just pick up a whole bunch of $25 Visa gift cards. And so they, at the end of the class, you know, they taught their whole class, and then he holds up the Visa gift cards so that they can see them. They're a real thing. They're right there. And he said, okay, so we have one of these for everybody who signs up tonight. And the biggest thing is that they do not ask who wants to sign up. They say, I'm going to start this computer at this side of the room. I'm going to start this computer at this side of the room. And then we're going to pass the computers in. Everyone's going to go ahead and sign up. Then I'll pass out the Visa gift cards and everybody can go home. So it's not even giving people the option. It's more speaking in terms of this is what we do. It's kind of setting forth the expectation that this is what happens at the end of a class, is this is just the next step and this is what everybody does. And, you know, kind of like you'll hear a lot of the diamonds talk about the way that we word things like, well, everybody wants to be prepared, because that's the way that you speak in order to get people to be on board with what you're doing, because everybody wants to be prepared. Everybody wants to do what the majority of people are doing, right? We all want to be a part of the in crowd. And so they built a baby line from absolutely nothing to 6,000 OGV in just 1 month by teaching classes and handing out $25 Visa gift cards. You're still getting $25 extra from Young Living on top of that. So it's well worth it. And that's a great way of building a leg very quickly.
I'll just add something that I've had a lot of success with. It is along that same line. There are several options for beautiful enrollment forms. The one that I happen to use is from the Oil Posse. It's free. And as I get to the close of my class, I hand them out and just say, fill this form out and we'll get you started. As soon as you're done, come on over and we'll get you on the computer and get you started. So it's just that expectation of what they are to do next. here's your, I don't tell them it's an enrollment form. I say, just fill out this form and pick your kit and we'll get you started. So it's just that understanding of what they are to do next and giving them the steps. All right, how about some questions? Does anyone else have a question for tonight?
How about who's coming to lunch with us?
What, Susan?
Who's coming to lunch with us next Thursday?
Sweet.
I am.
I see your hand up, Michelle. Did you want to speak? Or you're just saying that you're coming to lunch?
Coming to lunch.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, if you're not going to convention this year, who's going next year?
We're all going.
Sweet. And you have a goal for how many team members you're going to have with you?
Yes.
Because convention is amazing, but it's not a whole lot of fun alone. Yay.
You can come to Canadian convention next year too and do 2 in 1 year.
Awesome. Do you know where it's going to be, Debbie? Have they announced it?
No, I'm hoping
Yeah.
that I'm hoping they're going to announce it at convention this year.
I went last year with Debbie. It was great. We
I
had a
didn't
ball.
realize I'm only hours from Canada. I can drive to Canada too, depending on where in Canada. Canada's huge.
Yeah, Michelle and Debbie and I went out last year to Calgary.
It was
It was
great.
fun.
It was intimate.
Very intimate, yes. Intimate setting. It was like the first convention I ever went to with Young Living had 1,200 people there. That was it. 1,200 people. I laugh. My sister and I were laughing today. We're like, do you remember? And
I know, Susan, this is my 10th convention. So I remember the first ones where, you know, it was only one ballroom.
one ballroom, that was it. One ballroom. How funny. Funny.
Amazing.
No other questions tonight?
Our brains are all unpacking right now.
Okay, leaders, I leave it up to you. What would you like to do? Shall we just give a shout out for a great week of convention? We look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, and just
Those that will
remind
join us
everybody, we
and-
will post a Facebook Live every single day from convention. So if you're not going, we want to try to bring you there with us. Laura did text in tonight. She's traveling, but she is going to do a Facebook Live tomorrow. I'll do one Tuesday, and we'll keep going throughout the week. So we'll keep you up. And then Thursday, we'll announce once we get there where we're going to have lunch. So we'd love everybody to come out and have lunch with us and meet you in person and get to see some of the people that have been following us along. And then we start back up again the following Monday.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody, if you've gotten behind, because it's been a lot of reading and a lot of really, really long videos. If you've gotten behind, do use this week of convention to get caught back up. There's a lot of really important stuff that happens in the next several days after convention with this book. So go ahead and get caught up, and it's going to be well worth your time. Truly it is.
Yeah, it'd be great. If you haven't been to convention before, there are times when you are kind of waiting around for the next thing to come, right? You might be there 20 minutes early or whatever. Bring your headphones and, pop her on if you're doing it by audio, or bring the book and read it and, just have it in your bag. And she will be at Aroma Share and said she'd sign copies. So, well worth it to have your book there with you anyway, just to get Sarah to sign your copy.
Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope you have a fantastic week. We'll see you from convention, and we'll see you back here. Are we doing a Zoom call next week? Does anyone know?
Yes.
Sunday night call? We doing a Sunday night call?
They said that they're doing it. Yeah, I'll be traveling, but I know that I think it's Laura and Melissa that'll be doing it next week.
Okay, yeah, because I'm
Great,
traveling
great.
too. I'm on a plane.
Me too.
Yeah.
So we will be back here for you next Sunday, same time. And just keep in touch with us on the Facebook group. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.